Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, everyone. Uh, as you can see from the title itself, I'll be speaking a little bit from the historic perspective, how the money has evolved to the present day. And then we will study the 1 gram, which is a cryptocurrency. Money started from the barter system, as you all are aware of it. And why it evolved, the reasons are lack of coincidence, double coincidence of wants, all this agreeable measurement of value, which was not there, divisibility of the value, store of value, all these which are required in the present day money system. To overcome all this, we develop what we say that, according to Mr. Mori, when the commodity is used as a medium for most of all exchanges, that commodity is defined as being a money. Money was a leap forward in the history of civilization and in man's economic progress. Money as an element in every exchange permits man to overcome all the immense difficulties of the barter system. Money is the base actually of all our financial understanding. So what is money? Money is the medium of exchange or agreed medium of exchange. In other words, using money one can buy, sell, store it for the future, agree to pay later. It can be counted and it can be stored safely. Anything, a wood, pebble, gold, silver, copper, particularly shell or even cigarette, can become a money. In Economica, it was written that although cigarette as a currency exhibits certain particularities, that they perform all functions of metallic currency as unit of account, as a measure of value and as a store of value, and shared most of the characteristics. They were homogeneous, reasonably durable and convenient, size for the smallest or in packet for the largest transaction. Now, why would we agree? I mean, particularly if in small societies or in small campuses, anything agreeable can be taken as a money. But when we are talking of a large country or a global transaction, then that's an issue. And that's why we need a legal tender. Certainly, legal means of payment, which is also called legal tender. Sovereign money. Now, most of the people, earlier stages, we had gold and silver, which has been most reliable transaction. I will skip the details. We'll go to, then we evolved to paper money. Paper money, the mobility of this particular money, the gold, silver, constituted high risk of security for centuries. The invention of paper money was built natural progression in the human economic progress. This paper money was representative of existing gold with the government. It was called representative money. Just before the end of the World War II in 1944, nations of the world got together at Bretton Woods, United States, under the aegis of the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference. The United Nations, here is allied nation, the Bretton Woods system or the Bretton Woods Accord set up the worldwide system of currencies that was pegged to US dollar, while the US dollar was itself pegged to gold. Then we moved to fiat money. The United States, in order to support its program and Vietnam War efforts, printed more dollar than gold reserve it held. Since this paper dollar was convertible, many nations were not comfortable holding the dollar in the reserve and hence wanted to be converted to the gold. So in 1971, under the President Richard Nixon, the United States stopped the convertibility of the US dollar to gold, which is called Nixon shock. And today most of the countries, they have this fiat money. as explained, referring to gold window, was born of the non-convertible currency, pure and simple paper, with no intrinsic value, which could be created by Federal Reserve in potentially unlimited quantities through a simple decree. Aptly through, therefore, it was called fiat money, money created from nothing by sheer force of demiurgic word. Then we have electronic money, and that is we are using the plastic, the credit card and other forms of transaction in Saudi Arabia. You also have Sadad and other ways of payments. Now we have moved to Bitcoin, which is cryptocurrency. Now Bitcoin we have already heard from earlier, but I'll just summarize it as the latest development in line of the money was Bitcoin, a new innovation in money system. I would just place two definitions, one from the CNN and from the Bitcoin website itself. As per the CNN, Bitcoin is a new currency that was created in 2009 by unknown person using the alias Satoshi Nakamoto. The transactions are made with no middleman, meaning no banks. There are no transaction fees, no need to give your real name. More merchants are beginning to accept them. You can buy web hosting service, pizza, but I think there are transaction fees. While Bitcoin itself defines itself, Bitcoin is a consensus network that enables new payment system and completely digital money. It is the first decentralized peer-to-peer payment network that is powered by its user with no central authority. The middleman from the user's perspective, Bitcoin is pretty much like cash for the internet. Bitcoin can also be seen as the most prominent triple entry bookkeeping system in existence. This is cryptocurrency. These are parts of the sharing economy, which is also called share economy, collaborative consumption, collaborative economy, peer economy. Now there's the sharing economy is growing. You must have heard of the Uber. It's also called Uberization, V economy, and etc. The economies where, like Uber or similar organizations, they are making huge money without owning anything. They're just providing a service. Share economy, it is a disruptive economy. I will not be going too much into the sharing economy detail. I think you are aware of it. Its name, sharing, is actually we think sharing is something which we share, but it's very confusing, and a lot of people have objection to. There's no Amro.
Disconnected.
Yeah, I think the ladies section is trying to connect. If we have the remote, we can accept it. Yeah.
Finish with us?
But, yeah.
Finish with us?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. The sharing, the word very sharing is misleading. According to Mr. Ehradat Fleur, he has written in Harvard Business Review that it should be called access economy, where they give you access to share the properties, share cars, share anything, whatever they have for a payment. And cryptocurrency is one of them. Perhaps It's byproduct of this new economy, sharing economy. I think the sharing economy suits more to Islamic economy than the probably I agree with the Harvard Business Review's author that it should be called access economy. Cryptocurrency, I think, do you have to explain detail into it? I think we'll just go through briefly. A cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange using cryptocurrency to secure the transaction and the protocol, the creation of additional unit of the currency. Cryptocurrencies are classified as a subset of the digital currency and are classified as a subset of alternative currencies and virtual currency. They use blockchain. I think earlier 2 presentations, 2 weeks back, we have discussed a lot on that. Before moving to 1 gram, I would take you quickly to the Islamic view of money, or how this Islamic coinage was. Islam perspective on money is the same as mentioned earlier. It is quite flexible. It's up to the people, society, and the government to decide. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ adopted the currency that was in circulation at his time, which was Persian and Roman coins. The 4 caliphs continued with the same coinage, except Umar radiallahu anhu tried to standardize the coins, but it was not widely spread. It was only to use it at the Baitul Mal for the evaluation. Usman radiallahu anhu, he engraved in some of the coins Allahu Akbar. Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu, he produced copper coins for limited circulation. It was in the period of Umayyad that the Abdul Malik bin Marwan, who minted the coinage for the empire, and there is a small story behind why he went into full-fledged coinage, and the reason was in his since the Roman coins was popularly used in the Islamic Empire, when he used to write to Roman kings, in his letter he used to have the heading as a Qul huwa Allahu ahad, which was not liked by him, and he said, if you don't remove this, we would write something bad on the coin against the Prophet ﷺ. So Abdul Malik bin Marwan, he discussed with his advisors, and they said, no, we should mint our own coin and circulate it. And though the scholars at that time, they were not happy with the coins, not because he was producing a coin, but they were not happy because he has put his photo on the coin, his picture on the coin. So a lot of the scholars, they had objection to that. He had his picture with the sword near the neck. So they had objection to that. So this is how, and according to Dr. Murad, he writes, combining the interest prohibition in the Quran with the ruling of Ahmad bin Hanbal, Muhammad al-Shaybani, and Ibn Taymiyyah, some of the greatest classic jurists, we deduce the following position of Islam regarding money. Anything that is generally accepted by the public can fulfill the role of the money. Thus, money is primarily a medium of exchange and not a commodity. The price of this money, interest, must be 0, that it cannot beget more money. Islam believes money cannot beget money, and it is meant only to facilitate real economic activities. In other words, money cannot be and should not be treated as a commodity, and thereby Islam eliminates any room for useless activities. Now we will move to our main 1 gram. I was trying to get the founder of the 1 gram to present his case in this meeting. And since I myself had a very short notice to to make a presentation. We were expecting another speaker to make the presentation for today. So I wrote to him, and he accepted to present, but he said he cannot do it today, in the future. So I think in the future we can arrange to understand the cryptocurrency, and it is interesting to me, 1 gram. I mean, since I think I read it about it nearly 4 or 5 months back, and since then it had interested me in the way all the objections which we have with the Bitcoin is fulfilled by this 1 gram. This is their logo, and this is their coinage. This is the team, and the founder is Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad. Today morning he wrote to me that he is willing to make the presentation, but not today. And this is the group of the advisors. By this, it eliminates the issue of like Bitcoin, we don't know who is the founder and who is controlling it. Now the 1 gram has sorted this out. And they have also the Sharia advisor with them. And this is their roadmap, how they want to move. The concept, they launched it on March, and on May 27, they issued initial coinage offering, and they have distributed 12,407,786 coins. 786, specific reason, I don't know. September 4, the coinage was completed, and they would test this system on 15th January 2018. And then they plan to proceed with issuing the wallet. They are planning to develop the POS system through which we can sell and buy things through the grocery shop or market, supermarket, or wherever. And exchange listing, coinage distribution and exchange. They're also planning for something like PayPal, Yellow Pay, and then 1 gram ATM, liquid gold. This is the abstract written by the founder, in which he describes about the cryptocurrency and explains the 1 gram, how it will be using the blockchain. In addition, the last paragraph I would read, in addition, each transaction of 1 gram generates a small transaction fee which is reinvested in more gold, net admin cost, thus increasing the amount of the gold back each 1 gram. Therefore, each 1 gram coin increases in real value over time, making 1 gram unique among the cryptocurrencies. The Sharia advice, they have put 6 points, which after reading the details, I felt that it is more, they've written in a marketing perspective to make it that they are the uniquest one. But as I read earlier, the money, to me, to my understanding, and is anything which is halal, which is not haram. I will not put halal, but I will say which is not haram. Acceptable to the people is acceptable money in Islamic Sharia. Because if we strictly evaluate this, even his currencies may not be accepted. So he has put the 6 points as money is either precious metal or food. Money is abundant, widely available. Money is durable, does not spoil or corrode. I mean, when we talk of the gold, I don't know, should the gold be acceptable coin or should be the iron should be then? I mean, all these debates, I wouldn't go into it now, maybe in the question answer. They have put the formula how their value of the 1 gram will be calculated. That is gold value, the existing gold value plus transaction fees, plus demand premium. Demand premium as per the demand in the market for a new coin. I've already explained how many tokens they have issued. Now, one of the thing which is interesting is transaction fees will be 1% only. 70% of the 1% will be reinvested in gold, and 25% for the development and operation, and 2.5 for charities, and 2.5 for miners. Miners here are the people who would be installing their system to verify the transaction in the blockchain. 1 Gram Foundation will also donate 2.5% for charities from the profit made by the 1 gram. This is another interesting part. Once 1 gram coin is issued, it can be redeemed for physical gold from the gold guard at any time. Any 1 gram coin redeemed for gold or equivalent fiat currency is sent to a public verifiable burn address, permanently removing the coin from circulation. Gold Guard is licensed with Dubai Airport Free Zone to trade jewelry, namely gold, established in 1996 within the boundaries of the Dubai International Airport, is one of the fastest growing free zone in the region. I'll just play their promotional video. What happened to And that's where I end. If there are questions, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kaleem, for this presentation. I wonder if we're facing in the future no real currency and dealing only with electronic or magnetic field. We'll start if there is any question from your side, Professor Beer.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Khalid for this very interesting presentation. And the idea of selecting among the hundreds of cryptocurrencies the one which intends to fulfill the prescriptions of Sharia. In fact, for me, there are at least three topics with this specialized cryptocurrency. One is Sharia compliance. The other one is designing an asset-backed cryptocurrency. And the last one is the compliance of implementation to the principle. I must confess that I'm completely incompetent to judge the Sharia compliance. But I'd love to listen to your discussion about it, since in fact it's what I asked for when I raised the topic of cryptocurrencies some weeks ago. And I'm especially interested in understanding whether the 6 points which are put forward by the founders of today exactly 6 points, whether you think these 6 points are enough or not to think of the compliance of the code. Then I think the topic of designing an asset-backed cryptocurrency won't be your main topic today. But I would like just to tell you about the implementation aspect of the question, which is what I maybe see more precisely. So when I look at 1 gram from a purely secular, sort of mundane point of view, then to me there are some points of concern. And I would like at least to tell you about 4 of these points of concern. The first one is the computer code, and honestly, technical bias. But first, proof of stake didn't work so far. So I'm dubious about the technical basis. Then, the currency, the protocol is supposed to rest not on, universal validation of blocks, but on trusted nodes. By trusted nodes, it means simply that the originator of the currency chooses some people that will be able to validate transactions. It is not at all the principle of cyber currencies in general, where usually any user can take part in the validation process, which guarantees that the validation process is transparent and which won't evolve. If you rest on trusted nodes, basically you rest on a third party. And Bitcoin was designed to avoid third parties, to avoid disintermediation, to avoid manipulation. In this case, we can change the protocol, and whether with whether in accordance with the founder or not. But design on trusted nodes
Dr. Pierre, just
Is something wrong?
yeah, there was a problem with the volume.
Okay, the volume is not enough, or am I too long?
No, it's okay now.
So-
It's okay.
It's okay now.
It's
Yeah.
okay now, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so I was trying to tell you that...
The first point, your first point. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not competent about the Sharia, but I'm especially interested in your discussion about the 6 points. And then I want to raise 4 points of concern about the implementation. And when we look at computer code, the trusted node issue is really an issue because it means that basically the trusted node control the money. And so one cannot say that the money is really independent and transparent and user-based. Basically, the trusted node can do whatever they want, and they can even change the protocol. So this is a matter of concern. Then if you look at the project itself, there are at least 3 partners. 1gram is a Swiss company, but there's also a gold guard in Dubai, where you're supposed to buy the gold, which you can convert then into a cryptocurrency token. But in fact, the point is that that gold guard in itself is neither a licensed trader of gold nor a licensed vault for a gold repository. So they use another broker, which is ABX, and which is an Australian company. So it seems to me that the players are not very clear, and it's quite different from the usual setup of cryptocurrency, where anybody can participate and has the same rights. There are some players, and we don't see exactly what they do. Then my third point of concern is about the costs. The basic idea of 1gram is that you buy gold from Gold Guard, which in fact must buy it directly from ABX. So you buy gold indirectly through Gold Guard. And then if you want to convert that gold into the token, you must pay a 10% fee. Such fee do not exist for any cryptocurrency, in fact. And this is quite strange, because basically it means that there is a margin, and that the players we have been talking about are taking margin, and we don't know what they do with the margin. All that is told about in the white paper is about the 1% margin which is taken above any transaction. but not what is done with the 10% initial margin. So there is a concern here, which is basically what do the people do with that margin? And what does this mean? And in the end, to me, there's a transparency concern, because if you look at the final press announcement of the closure of the ICO on the website of 1 gram, they don't say much. They don't say how much they sold, how much token, and all that they say is that they promise a 25% return if you sell back your token. So this doesn't sound very Islamic to me, you know, making a 25% profit just by selling back what you paid at a given price. Plus, I found some info on one of the sites, which is icobazaar.com/1 gram. I can send you the link, where they say that only 1.5% of the whole amount of the tokens have been sold. So basically, it seems that the project was a failure. But with you know, the originator not disclosing precisely what is the link between the players and how much has been sold, it seems to me that there's something fishy. So I'm not at all commenting on, you know, the principles. I'm just saying that from the user, the secular user point of view, this doesn't seem very clear. So that's where these were my points. But maybe Dr. Jarrah, maybe Sir Jarrah, you have some points to raise.
No, I don't have any additional ones.
Okay, so now I'm all ears.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Pierre. I would have loved if Mr. Ibrahim Muhammad, the founder, would have been here today, but I would answer a few which I have noted. I think for reconfirmation, the nodes, I think it is open, it is not selected by them. Anybody can be participant in that. And one of your questions with regard to, I'm not sure if of the ABX, but one Gold Gram, they have the permission to be participant with, to deal with the gold in Dubai. As per your 10% is mentioned in their website. I think they use 5% for the development of the program itself. I mean, of the blockchain and all the other facilities. And 2.5, I think it is for salary, and 2.5, I don't recall what it was for. So it is mentioned in their website.
Okay, so
Yeah, and that's true that how much of the coins or tokens they sold is not mentioned. I couldn't find one myself, but how much they plan to sell, it is there, which is 12,400,786 tokens which they have planned, but I don't know how much they have sold. There is no proper information on the website. Thank you. Any other? Did I miss any question? Okay.
Okay, we'll have another question or comments from Jeddah.
Ladies section. Ladies.
My name is Saeed bin Zawid, and I am a merchant, and I would like to thank the Institute for inviting me. I have a few comments with regards to the history of money, and I refer to the science of archaeology and the science of anthropology. And if we go back and we see the evidence, it becomes very clear that the major medium of exchange that was used for, say, the last 5,000 years is actually debt. Gold and any other forms of shells or threads are a social construct chosen by the chief of the tribe and are used in major transactions to pay for blood money, marriage. But the major form of trading is debt. I give you, I trade you something that I made, and I keep a record. And the unit of account is chosen by the authority of where we live. It can change. As an example, when the Roman Empire finally collapsed, for 800 years, if you see the accounting books in all of Europe, they still use the denaris, even though it didn't exist. It ended with the end of the open. But for 800 years, they continued to say we trade in denaris. The mainstream narrative that we hear that the world began with barter, and then they moved on until they got the currency, which is dead, is actually completely wrong, because there is no proof of it. The proof is the other way around. Yes, the proof is archaeological proof, and to get the archaeological proof, you need to go back to the science of the science of anthropology, and specifically debt, which uses archaeology. People like David Graeber, who teaches in the London School of Economics, and you will notice that there's a significant role for government, which is not included in your presentation. What is a currency? A currency is a unit of account that is used to fulfill obligations set by the state or by the chief of the tribe. Bitcoin is a commodity. Cryptocurrency is the future. Bitcoin is Bitcoin is an asset, is a commodity that uses the cryptocurrency platform, but it is a commodity at best. It cannot be used to pay your taxes. You can't pay your zakat with it. You can't pay your fees. You can't get a driving license with it. And as long as the central authority does not accept it, then it becomes just another thing like gold between me and you. If I want to give you gold and you give me your card, that's between you and me. I would like to end with this 1 gram. I did not know about 1 gram. This is the first time that I've seen or I've heard about 1 gram. And to me, this is clearly a pyramid scheme. This is a scam. He's a scam artist. And I would need to go into dive into the details, but this is very clearly a way to get people to start and for him to make money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Any question from you, Dr. Maha?
Anyone else here?
Dr. Maha?
I think they are not there.
She's not there. طيب,
Any other questions?
yeah, okay.
جزاك الله خير دكتور كليم.
Sorry. Go ahead.
My question now, I'm not about because I come late. What about the scholar, Sharia scholar, about this, especially for the gold? Based on what I understood about the gold, you need hand by hand. Then when you transfer this money, for example, from Dubai or Jeddah to Dubai or Dubai to any other part of the world, when I buy this gold or one part of the gold, it is by Sharia, you need to take this hand by hand. How the scholar, this is my question now, does the scholar accept this, translate or transfer this money from money to gold by online? This is my question. So thank you so much.
Anyone? our topic is on the money. Debt is a different part of it. Debt is a number on which you are. But anywhere, wherever you, I mean, you give the example of the Roman Empire, the dimerus or dinaris is the name of the currency. Everything is evaluated on that, and that's what we are discussing. As per the debt, yeah, you are right. I mean, debt is from the first, I mean, the whole system since the existence of the human, the interest has come in, and wherever the interest is, the debt is there, and debt is part of the human life, and we cannot say that you should not take debt. Debt is not haram, it is halal. You can, without that, the economy would not move, honestly speaking. Debt is part of the economy. Islamic, non-Islamic, but different forms of the debts are there. So debt itself is a different aspect, but debt is, you are taking debt on what basis? Earlier we had the barter system. Barter system was, and that's why we have evolved to the word money itself, which is divisible the way it exists today, to calculate. And if you are taking from me this on a loan, you would give a unit to it, right? Be it real, be it dollar, whatever. But you would give a name of one of the currencies. You would not say that this is debt and that is debt, right? So our topic is more on the specific money itself. Your second question was with regard to, I just forgot. What was your second question?
It was, could you please show or give as much evidence to the sort of narrative that you have put forward? When I go back and I try to find as much evidence on what came first, the way that people traded, what is money, I find that the narrative changes and that the mainstream narrative does not actually hold water.
Yeah, I mean, that narrative is that from barter you have moved to whatever you have. You traded in shell.
Where is the proof?
Proof of?
Where is the proof that people started with barter, then they moved to this and then to that? Where is the proof to that?
Oh, there are
The
so
actual
many proofs.
That's much evidence.
There are so much of proofs. I
Give
mean,
me
right
one.
now I cannot give you the link directly, but I can send you the links. There are so many. There are so many books on it,
From which field, which science, based on what?
based on history.
History of words, or actually history of archaeology, where they went and they examined the way that society lived, and that there's actually physical proof. From when you say proof, is it a theory, like, for example, Adam Smith? When Adam Smith wrote his book, there was no archaeology. All of the books were just in Edinburgh.
That's theoretical, but
That's theory. Exactly.
barter existed,
Of course it existed.
and
but
yeah. Go on.
yes, barter as a form of trade has existed and was the main form of trade between tribes who are actually enemies.
No, it existed within the society itself.
Not as a main form
Even
of
I have
trade.
seen in my childhood in my village, people used to exchange.
True, but as a major form of trade
So-
for the entire Islamic community within the market, barter cannot and does not take the number one spot, and again that is based on actual physical proof.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to that debate which came first, but barter existed, and then we evolved to something which is more in terms of the currency. There are ample evidence. I mean, I would. That's yours. Yeah. Your second question was on the issue of Bitcoin as a commodity. I mean, in all the cryptocurrencies, we have been debating this. My point is, I mean, this is the first decentralized currency, which is not a sovereign currency. The governments are blocking it. People are willing to trade, and some of them at initial stages did trade, but the governments are apprehensive of this currency. To say that, I mean, for example, if just to be a devil's advocate or just to argue, I can say that, I mean, in Saudi Arabia, I cannot pay taxes in Indian rupees. So does it mean that the Indian rupees is not valid?
You can pay taxes in India.
Ah, exactly.
Exactly, yes.
So
That's
the
point.
people who are accepting the cryptocurrencies, I mean, of the Bitcoin or any other currencies, so they are, I mean, the governments have been threatening them. Some of them have blocked it, but the governments themselves are going into cryptocurrency.
What is the
When
most
we
use
say,
of it?
huh?
What is the most use of it? In which area?
It's mostly on the electronic area.
Yeah.
I mean,
Drugs.
net.
Drugs and prostitution.
Dr. Pierre is here, who presented the data, and he says that the Bitcoin used, I mean, for drug is same as used by the normal cash currencies. He's here.
They moved over.
No, it's the percentage of the usage is the same in both
Well,
the currencies.
The market cap of Bitcoin is $120 million. It is a small market.
I agree.
cap. And the major use is to evade
Taxation, you would say.
well, yes.
If you accept it, this is what I told earlier also, if the governments accept it, when you are paying, I mean, like I'm from India, when we pay taxes, we have to list foreign currencies we own, okay? If you're owning dollar, you have to put that this much dollar is with you, this much pound is with you. You can, if the government legalize it, that they have no problem with it, then they could demand that this disclosure of how much of Bitcoins you have. So that will solve the problem. And as per the 1 gram, I mean, I don't know whether it's pyramid or not, but the way they have put is, it's beautiful. It looks more acceptable. Now, if the governments come in and they scrutinize them, that will be helpful, inshallah. I cannot say anything at this point about it. And your question with regard to gold, you're buying the gold. It's not you're exchanging gold for gold. When you're saying hand to hand, it is when you're exchanging the gold for gold.
You know, even it also
When you go to the souk, I mean to the market, what do you do?
I give him the money, he give me the gold. The same thing. This is
Your gold is stored with them.
But what the Prophet Muhammad peace be upon him, he mentioned hand by hand. That means when he given the money, should be taken in the same place.
It is allotted for you. It is immediately allotted for you. Whenever you want it. No, I'm telling you.
But this is my question. Does the scholar, they accepted this, there is any...
No, the hadith is, to my understanding, when you're exchanging gold for gold.
No, even also in the riba.
But when you're doing it, even in here, it is.
It's fatwa because يعني استلام الحكمي في استلام الحقيقي وفي استلام حكمي.
I mean, it is allotted to you.
This is my
It's
I
question.
mean, it is allotted to you. Whenever you want it, you can ask them to redeem it to you.
طيب. Professor Pierre, any question from your side or comment?
But this is what I recommended for this guy or these people, ask and switch this all this paper for the scholar, Sharia scholar, and be the talker about this. I like this idea. To need new idea about this. I like it, and I wish there's no spam. I don't know.
That I cannot say yes or no. No.
But I preferring if there's any Sharia, a scholar Sharia is approved, and they read this, all this idea.
They have this. According to them, they have got the OK signal from the Sharia scholar, and his name is also mentioned in this.
In this case, there's no need for one scholar.
Sheikh
to
Abdul Qadir Amro. I don't know who is he, but
actually
he
like
is
this.
CEO of Al Mali Consulting Group.
issue like this should be presented by مجمع الفقه.
Dr.
مجمع الفقه.
Dr. Pierre, my stand on the money is as given on the screen, if you can see.
Sorry?
You were asking about the Sharia 6 points. I don't agree with all the 6 points given by him, but my point is very simple. It is on the screen, as you can see. I agree with Dr. Murad. Yeah, that's when the people agree for anything which is halal to be transacted is money. If we agree for this type of pen, a particular type of pen to be of money, then that can be treated as money. It's very simple, very easy.
Okay.
That is my stand. But they have, from what he has put, when I read in detail, it looked to me that he's trying to excessively promote that they are the only Islamic ones. I mean, they are calling all other currencies as not Sharia compliant. Then the issue would be that then why would they ask for dollar to be paid to them, which is not halal? So I would not go into that, but this is my understanding, and I stand with Dr. Murad. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, I'm asking, does this mean that the physical appearance is not a required characteristic for money?
To my understanding, yes. If we agree with any of the concepts, once we agree with it, then that is the currency for us, or for money, or money for me. Yes.
Professor Pierre, any comment?
It's okay for us. Thank you very much.
From here, Professor Masoom? Okay. Then we conclude this discussion with thank to Dr. Kaleem and thank to everyone in Paris and Jeddah. Okay, see you next time.